live stream videos becoming a staple real quick of the channel. We in the building, the boxing clinic, and talking about a question I've been throwing around a lot. Will there be an undisputed champion at 147 with the welterweight division as constructed? Crawford now moving up, newcomer Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence. Will we have one champion out of that division? Manny Pacquiao. I mean, there's several other players that's in there. Um, you know, it's tough. It's tough, and it's not even up to the fighters to make that happen. It kind of is, but it kind of not. It's kind of not. Truth be told, we can start off. We know what the business is. We know that Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum sued Al Heyman. Al Heyman beat the Oscar De La Hoya case. He's appealing it, but he beat it. Now, him and Bob Arum settled out of court. They both are Harvard men. Harvard connection usually works together. For whatever reason, they don't get along. Whatever reason it is. He did help Floyd maneuver his way out of that top-ranked contract. Like nobody else has maneuvered his way out. He did pay his way out, but nobody else got out without being, not useful to top rank no more. But he did. Yeah. What up, Fat Apples? Heyman likes a lawsuit. Yeah, basically he do. Heyman is beating lawsuits from Kathy Duva, Main Events, HBO, several people. But that's here nor there. But a part of that agreement, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on, Doc Holliday? Part of the agreement was they supposed to work together. Like we know the Harvard connection, how deep it is. They're supposed to work together, and they have. They made fights with Felix Diaz and John Wayne taking on Terrence Crawford, and people will throw that in your face. They made fights before that with Erison Angular and Vanes Monterosian years ago. They made fights, even though that went to a purse bid as well as Gary Russell and Vasily Lomachenko, who came over to Showtime. They did a purse bid, so we know that. But can they make a mega fight happen together or a big fight happen? Can they make a Crawford versus Earl Spence, Keith Thurman versus Crawford? Can we have those type of fights? And it seems like Top Rank is in a squeeze, to be honest. After Jesse Vargas, went back to Al Heyman and Tim Bradley retired, who do they have at 147 other than Konstantin Pulemarv? And he's been pulling out of fights like crazy. He trains with April Sanchez. So it's tough. It's tough. It seems like Bob Arum has to squeeze on him. It seems like he's going to have to work with Al Heyman. But every time you think, something like that in boxing where, they got to do it. They got to work together. Somehow, this dude, Bob Arum, pulls a Houdini magic trick. And he maneuvers out of it, So, that's what it boils down to, The fighters can push and shove all they want with the promoters and manager and Al Heyman, advisor, whatever you want to call them. They can push it, make the fight happen. You ain't got no choice but make the fight happen. If Crawford tell Bob Arum that, Bob Arum look at him like you crazy. He gonna be like, you do what I tell you to do. Read your contract. And that's factual, So my gut feeling is no, you're not gonna get a champion. I mean, look at it right now. You got guys that's very, very big at 147. I mean, you got Keith Thurman, who's in his late 20s. Earl Spence, who's in his late 20s. Sean Porter's in his late 20s. Who says he might not even, be able to make weight by the time he gets the opportunity to fight Spence, which sounds like BS. Crawford just moved up, but he's a big guy. But most of those guys in their late 20s that have been at 147 a while, how much longer can they legitimately make 147 before we start hearing excuses like what Sean Porter said? So, the one fight that we need to get out the way with Keith Thurman and Earl Spence, and they part of the same advisor, both not promoted by nobody, just promoted, by Lou DiBella on a fight-by-fight day basis or whoever they choose to have promote them. They can't even get in the ring together. So how do you expect Terrence Crawford to get in the ring with Keith or Earl Spence? How do you expect that to happen if two in-house guys can't make the fight happen? I mean, how do you expect that to happen? They got an in-house problem right there. They can't even make one of the biggest fights in boxing right now. As far as on a hardcore level, they can't make that happen. So how can Terrence Crawford come to the equation and do that? And then once again, the WBC gets in the way with recycle fights. They want Keith to fight Sean next, and then Danny Garcia will be the mandatory after that. So he can be like, okay, he fights Jesse Vargas. This is voluntary. Which, if you're gonna fight a Jesse Vargas, you might as well have gone ahead and got Sean Porter out the way. They both tough, but I guess Vargas' style is less punishing and grueling on you. So that's not even a tune-up. That's a real fight. So all right, he beats Vargas like we expect him to do. He turns around sometime and fights Sean Porter, hopefully in the summertime. Cool. And then he could take a voluntary, or he could take another mandatory, which in my estimation, the way Amir Khan is lining it up is Amir Khan wants to fight in March, September, and then come back at the end of the year. So if Keith Thurman can get one in March, he can get one in the summer, he can come back at the end of the year. Financially, the Amir Khan fight in the UK of Keith Thurman, which he was willing to go over anywhere to fight Kell Brook in the UK. He fought at like 165. That's what it was at the amateurs middleweight division. He beat Usyk as well, the cruiserweight in amateurs, and knocked out Danny Jacobs and beat Andrade. And Sean Porter we talking about. But yeah. So how do you expect these guys, to fight? I mean, then he gonna take a voluntary, which Amir Khan, which where he was at, is a bigger fight financially for him in the UK. He's willing to go fight Kell Brook in Sheffield. He said he was willing to do all that. So financially, that's a bigger fight for him, And then the Kell Brook, not the Kell Brook, but then Earl Spence at the point. I did videos on that before Neary, and I'll get into that in 1 minute if I hop off the Neary little thing. I did a video on that. But he financially he can go for that. But Steven Espinoza said today he feels very confident that fight's gonna happen, and if that fight does happen, good. I expect it to be a good fight at the end of the year, build up the right way. I don't want to see it on Showtime though, fam. Boxing Clinic family. I don't want to see that on Showtime. I want to see that on regular CBS. That's a regular CBS type fight. But Showtime seems to be engulfing all of the fights now. And Fox had a fight last year or two. I want to see Keith. I want to see Keith and Sean on CBS. I want the world to be able to see that, not just the paid subscriptions of Showtime that really limits the audience. That limits the audience that can come and see that fight, unless they have a free trial for Showtime that weekend, which would be smart by CBS. But it'd be even smarter to have a fight on CBS. That's just factual. But let's say they do fight. Crawford is just not going to walk up to PBC and get the winner. That's not going to happen because it's not like a Pacquiao-Mayweather type of fight. It's not going to spawn $100 million for, both parties, or Conor McGregor type fight. He's going to have to get blessed in. And being blessed in is going to be versus, 3 or 4 PBC fighters. Potentially can be 2 foes that he lost to in the amateurs, which is Danny Garcia, which I think he beat him as well. Well, 5. 5, because 3 he lost in the amateurs, even though Robert Garcia says he don't want Mikey fighting above 140. After they talk all that junk about fighting Crawford and moving up to 147 and fighting Keith Thurman as well, now they starting to backtrack on their words. But he was a possibility to move up for Danny Garcia as well. So he was there. He wanted to fight Crawford. Crawford beat him in the amateurs. Ray Robinson was another welterweight who lost to Sean Porter a couple years ago. Didn't get knocked out though, but he beat Crawford in the amateurs for one of the championships and said Crawford family tried to jump him after the fight. So it's legitimate bad blood there. Danny Garcia, they beat each other, him and Terrence Crawford. That's 3 people that he could potentially fight, to be blessed in at PBC. Then you go Sean Porter, you could throw him in there. That'd be impressive. So those are a few guys that he can fight to be blessed into PBC. But or Jesse Vargas, which he'll be taking the L versus Keith Thurman, we all think. Sean Porter could take a L versus Keith Thurman, so that would eliminate him. Mikey Garcia don't want to move up, that would eliminate him. Danny Garcia should be Brandon Rios. Will he be willing to fight for Crawford's WBO title? Last time I heard him talk about Crawford at somebody's gym, he wasn't too interested to fight Crawford. I think he said unless he got a belt. But Crawford in this scenario would beat Jeff Horn to get a belt. So, Crawford would have to be blessed in. He's just not going to get his first shot at the king unless the money is legitimately there or one of them guys come over to ESPN. What seems to be the hang-up is, paying these guys. That's the hang-up. That's what I hear Bob Arum talk about. That's what I hear everywhere talk about. Is paying these guys money that they deserve. I did a video on that as well. I dropped that video today, Doc Holliday. You could check the archives this morning. I think that real quick. I think like Tank said, TMT control the board. So I think it would be better for Tevin Farmer to get a shot at Aguawa and Japan, and then Tank get his life together, and then them two can fight, whoever the winner of that fight is. Billy Dibbs is gunning for Tank as well for some reason, after he could have got a mandatory shot with Tevin, but he pulled out. Fuck Billy Dibbs. But yeah, it's gonna be tough for Crawford. He gotta get blessed in. And I'm pretty sure he wipes all those guys out I just named. But unless they go over to ESPN, but the hang up is them paying them. How it works is, according to Mikey Garcia, the network pays for the main event. I already knew that. All right, so they might say, okay, let's say hypothetically, it's a let's say Crawford and Errol Spence. It's a good fight. They say, you know what, we wouldn't pay $8 million for Crawford and Spence. And this what got the shady promoters do. This was what Floyd Mayweather is talking about. Say Top Rank get the money from ESPN, $8 million. Out of that $8 million, what he made it seem like in a couple months ago, he made it seem like the $4 million will go to the fighters. Crawford to get 2, Spence to get 2, so you got 4 left. Maybe a little bit more going, but let's just say in this scenario you got 4 left. The promoter would take $2 or $3 million off top, and then use the rest, the million, or if you want to take 3.5 off top, the other whatever goes to the undercard. That's why you get shitty undercards. The undercard comes out of the promoter's pocket. So they both got 4. You got 4 more left. He might take 3.5 of that and get paid before anybody throws a punch or before a seat is filled or paid for. And then that 0.5, his cheap ass is used for the undercard. That's why you get shitty undercards. And that's why you give yeah, you're right. There's not much money there. That's exactly what I was hitting at. That's what I was hitting at. It's not much money there. But if a network is willing to front the $8 million, which PBC fighters are used to seeing 3.5, 2.5, so they used to be around that neighborhood. So they can front that money, but the promoter takes his part off top. And then the promoter get money. That's what the fighters get paid on regular network TV. That 2.5 or $2 million that they getting for that fight in our hypothetical, that's what they getting. They don't get none of the revenue that come back from the arena and all that. Plus they got to pay promoter fees and all the rest of the fees. So you see what I'm saying? Now y'all get what I'm saying. The promoter get paid the millions off top. He is a millionaire before the fight is even happening. Then they got a guaranteed purse right there. And then he getting money from, the live gate and everything else. And the television network getting money from the commercials and the ratings and stuff like that. So it's a dirty game. And that's what Floyd is telling people. Like, Lomachenko was overpaid. But back to the topic, I don't think we're going to see a one champion out of these bunch of guys. I don't see it. It's too much politics. Even though Top Rank is in a squeeze of a lifetime where they don't have no welterweights but one guy there, I still don't see Bob and Al working. I mean, basically, Al Heyman has Terence Crawford's career in his hands. So why would he do Bob Arum any favor in helping make this guy a star if they really believe he's a star and a threat to Keith Thurman and Errol Spence? Why would he play along with that business-wise? When he can starve Terence Crawford out, Crawford can get mad at Bob Arum, they go through a breakup and Al Heyman can swoop it up and give him the fights that he wants. Isn't that what the shrewd, smart businessman would do? So you got to look at the bigger picture. So do Al Heyman want to risk Terence Crawford coming over there, whooping on one of his guys, running off with a belt or two, and then going back to ESPN and Bob Arum? Yep, not that popular because it was in the afternoon when he fought in the UK. Those popular cards, when you fight in May in the springtime at Saturday at 4 o'clock, I'm asking Fat Apple's question. Everybody out chilling, partying, drinking, and doing things when it's hot weather everywhere around. Nobody sitting in front of a TV to watch boxing at 5 or 6 o'clock except for us hardcore fans. So those UK times don't do well over here. That's why it's important for them to come fight over here. But he made a lot of money going to fight Kell Brook, so and he got an experience of a lifetime. He did something that not too many U.S. Fighters do, which is go overseas and get a title. Timothy Bradley did it with Junior Witter. And Anthony Durrell tried to do it. It didn't work out for him. But a couple other guys, end up doing it. Jeff Lacey fell short versus Garzaki in the ass whooping of a fucking lifetime. But yeah. So back on topic, why would Al Heyman help Bob Arum out? Why not freeze Bob Arum out like he did Andre Ward at 175? That's why Andre Ward retired because, Donnie Stevenson fight, that's the fight y'all wanted to see. But he wasn't going to be able to finesse and overpower Donnie Stevenson at the bargaining table. James Prince and Rock Nation can't fuck with Al Heyman. Adonis Stevenson was going to come out on top of that with the money. And Andre Ward didn't want to share the money. He made, 6.5 versus Kovalev like 2 times in a row. And Kovalev, the last time, probably made under 100K. He's not going to, play Adonis Stevenson with Al Heyman like that. But, why would Al Heyman be interested into helping Terence Crawford become a star? Unless he can advise or manage him. But he knows if he doesn't let Crawford, Earl Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, all these guys fight him, Crawford can't grow as a fighter. So why would he offer? Why would he offer the fuel to gas up another guy's fighter? You have to ask yourself that question. Why would they offer the fuel to gas up Crawford? If Crawford has nothing to do with him, why would he have Crawford come on PBC and pay Crawford and his fighter a lot of money to come fight? And Crawford beats him and runs off with belts. And he fight him against the other fighter. He beats him and run off with all the belts. And then what does PBC have? Al Haymon had a monopoly at 147. He had basically all the belts except for the WBO belt. So why? And then Crawford, why would he take the risk unless he really knows he's going to stop Keith Thurman and Al Haymon? I mean, Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. Think about that for a minute. Vasily Lomachenko went over there and dominated, Gary Rose. It wasn't the biggest domination, but he still got a split decision, that was a clear unanimous decision. So, does Terence Crawford think he don't get a fair shake over there, or he just don't care? He just think he's going to handle business and the fans and, lay chips where they fall. Yeah, my bad. We back. But like I said, boxing is a business at this point. Hold on, I'm going to ask you some questions real quick. What's good, good fella? Do you think Crawford will be undisputed? I'm answering that question right now. The X Factor, yeah, I don't know. Crawford can be just like the other guys. I'm gonna answer these questions right now. It's basically like this. Al Haymon could just freeze out Terence Crawford. I was just talking about. So why would he provide him the juice to become a star? All right, you come over to Showtime, or and you beat my fighter. You come over to Showtime, you beat my other fighter, or just one of the fighters. Then what did I just do? I just lost a belt. I was monopolizing. I was dominating the welterweight division of Al Haymon. Bob Arum had nothing left but Konstantin Pourmar and some WBO fighter mandatories. And if I'm really sneaky and conniving, I can have Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, go get ranked in the WBO, fight his mandatories, and go be Terence Crawford's mandatory and go get that belt for me. And win the purse bid and have a fight on Showtime. You feel me? So why would Al Haymon help Bob Arum out in this situation? Why? Why would he pay a fighter to come to his network who don't bring nothing to the table but the WBO title when he got 3 titles in his possession with Earl Spence and Keith Thurman? Why? Why? Especially if it's not Pacquiao money, it's not even Golovkin-Canelo money. I mean, why? Why would you let it? Why would you let it? When you can let Terence Crawford legitimately starve out with Bob Arum, fight with Bob Arum, break it off, and you can get in his ear and say, look here, man, I can help you, maneuver out this deal. I'll front you some bread if you need it, but just hit me back on the back end. You're going to buy yourself out of top rank. I'm going to show you how to do it without long litigation. I'm going to show you what I did with Floyd. You know what? I'm going to shoot. You can be a free agent, or I can shoot you over to Floyd Mayweather. You can be with Floyd Mayweather. He can promote you. I'd advise and manage you. We're going to blow you up. That's what it is. Basically, that's what it is. He says, Fat Apple says to basically say, will Crawford unify is basically like saying he could be better than Floyd Mayweather. Not really. Not really. I mean, he can be. Floyd Mayweather's career is over with basically right now. It's over with. So Crawford, can he got the names in front of him to be greater and be better than him. But will he continue to move up? Because he started at a weight class higher than Floyd. So will he go to middleweight and become a 5-time champion? Weight champion? We don't know. So the book is still out. But my whole thing is, why would excuse me real quick. Why would this guy and Al Haymon help Bob Arum out like that? We could just freeze him out. Call Terence up. Say, look here, I can do this for you. You can sign with me. I'll get you about this contract. And you get to Keith and Earl Spence fight as soon as possible. So which scenario sounds better? I don't see those guys working together out the blue. After all the bad blood, the lawsuits and all that, Al Haymon's too smart of a businessman to get finessed by Bob Arum. But we probably going to come back and go live later. I got to answer one more question because I'll get to my questions. Neri and Vargas both being WBC testing. Oh, which Vargas? Is it the welterweight? What's up, Ty? Is it the not the welterweight? I'm thinking about this guy. The one that just beat Orlando Salido. Is that the Vargas you talking about? Or Roman Vargas? I can't remember. But Neri, I did a video on that fool, man. He said it was due food contamination, that he tested positive, and the guy that he was fighting had retired because the guy that he was retired, you know, because of that. But now they came back. They letting Neri hold the title, and they gonna fight again after cheating. The WBC is letting cheaters in left and right. Ortiz is a repeat offender. Neri cheated, and this Vargas guy apparently cheated. You know, don't do random vital drug testing if you gonna keep holding cheaters there. But yeah, I'm gonna hop back on live later. I gotta go pick my girl up from work. Something happened, so if I'm in jail, y'all, be back when I get out. Yeah, Yamaka. Yeah, that's my man's name, Yamaka. Yeah. He had fucking, before I come get off, he had retired and shit because WBC was bullshitting around, you know. And then he found out that he gonna get us another crack in Neri. He came back out. So I'm pulling for Yamaka because food contamination and PED. While I jump back on real quick, food contamination and PED. They say it's hard to get steroid tested. I mean, to get steroids from eating food. You know, one of my boys schooled me on that back in the day. He says it's real hard. And it's real damn near impossible. But shout out to all y'all, man. Box Clinic family. We're going to come back and do it again later on tonight, probably, with some more of the fellas back on here. And more live streams to come. I might pull one on Facebook today, man. I hadn't done one of those in a while. So we gone. Shout out to my boy Moni Brown TV. Y'all go follow him. MONNIE Brown TV. That's the homie. Trap House Boxing. You know, JB. Follow him. Just at Trap House Boxing. IOTBA Corray. You know, IOTBA Boxing. Go follow them. Not the old channel, but the new channel. We gone.